The perfect arena to stage the most gruelling extreme enduro in the UK is Nantmore Quarry in Shropshire, known as the Tough One. For 2007, the event promoter and organiser Steve Ireland laid out a 5-kilometre course. It circles the rim of the quarry before coming back down into the spectator area. The competitors are then faced with a battlefield of natural and man-made obstacles. Every year, the event is attracting more and more top riders. We spoke to just a few of them about their chances of defeating the reigning world champion David Knight.
David is now in really doing his best time of his career for sure, and you know, I'm already old fella. I think only if we have some problems, then others have chance to beat David. He's so good in this kind of extreme races that I think no one can beat him here.
I don't think, but they're all fake because of what they call it, the angle bars, they must be the fat bars.
I think David is in a level of his own right now, is one step further than everybody else. But so I'm going to enjoy myself. I have a big fun. We'll see.
After finishing runner-up to David in the 2006 Last Man Standing event, Gas rider Wayne Braybrook was out for revenge. Multiple World Enduro champion Paul Edmondson was also in the lineup after riding well in the 2006 Western Beach race, which ended in a disappointing retirement for Eddie.
Yeah, it's the same old story really. I mean, the main rider's David Knight, it's pretty obvious, but the other riders, obviously I race against them, you know, on a numerous occasions, and I think we'll be okay against them. It's just, you know, it's just trying to keep hold of Knighter. That's going to be the mission. But as I said, you know, before, like at Western last year, goal is just try and hang with him, or at least try and run with him for a bit. But you know, we all know how hard that is, but that's the goal.
This time of the year, you know, start of January, then you've not really done any tests or anything, and the bike feels a little bit, you know, because I've gone to a two-stroke again for GNCC. It feels, you know, weird getting back on one of them again, so just really got to get everything set up and get time on the bike, so hopefully, you know, in a month's time then everything should be feeling, you know, pretty ready then, and just like hard 4 weeks ahead really, getting everything set up and just getting fit again more than anything. You've got Eddie, you've got Wayne, you've got Anders, you've got Tiernan, you know, they're all really fast riders still. I think Wayne and Eddie will be the main two that, you know, you'll have to push pretty hard, I think, just to try and get a break from them, and then, you know, try and work from there and see what happens. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tricky enough, and you know, it's slippery. All the rocks and all the slippery up there. So just have to see what happens. But I'm looking forward to it anyway. So that's a start. You know, at the end of the year normally I always start another bumming race, and you know, at this time of year, it's nice when you can't wait to get going really. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is running up that bloody hill.
Thank you all for supporting this event. We've got some fantastic riders lined up here, and I'm a very, very proud man.
On a late, cold January day, with the promise of rain and hail showers in the air, the 2-hour-long main event was flagged away by Steve Ireland. With a Le Mans-style start and a 100-yard uphill dash to their machines, it was Wayne Braybrook who managed to reach the top and fire his bike up first. But hot on his heels was Knighter and Edmondson. David soon caught and passed Braybrook to take the lead. The first lap was completed in just under 8 minutes, with Niter holding a bike length's lead over Wayne. A further 20 seconds down was Tom Sagar and Paul Edmondson. These four riders had already pulled out a big lead on the rest of the field. Niter makes a section they call the root of all evil look easy. The usual mix of adrenaline and the multitude of hazards result in only a handful of riders finishing the opening laps without parting company with their bikes. David also makes light work of the very greasy tractor tyres. Less than 30 minutes into the main event, as predicted, a torrential hailstorm blasted down on the quarry, ensuring conditions were extra tough.
Goes fast now, number 2. Still keeping the pressure on.
For the first hour, Knight and Braybrook battled hard against each other, exchanging places.
Sweet, you're right.
As it gets dark, the riders are a bit more tentative on these tricky downhills.
Australian Enduro champion and GNCC contender Glenn Kearney was finding the going tough. Multi-time world champion Kari Taiainen gets caught out on the tricky rock pile. The uninjured Finn soon remounts and continues on through this challenging section where there is no outside assistance allowed. While Knight started to pull out a healthy lead over Braybrook, Paul Edmondson was to finally stretch out a lead on local lad Tom Sager. For the front runners, the course didn't prove too much of an issue. The biggest challenge was to get round the back markers who blocked some of the more difficult stages. As day passed into night and the course got tougher, and although the order at the front stayed the same, all competitors started suffering, and the event turned into what looked like the apocalypse.
David Knight 101, Julie goes through after that brief pit stop.
With the finish not coming soon enough for most, David Knight took his first win of the new season. Wayne Braybrook claimed a solid second, while Paul Edmondson joined them for a third-place finish and made it an all-British podium.
Number 7, Tom Sager. Number 6, Anders Eriksson. All these heroes crossing the line. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether you were around earlier on when I mentioned the fact that this man, carrying a hand injury after a crash in America 2 weeks earlier, beat Stefan Everts in the Western Supermare Beach Race last October. He's going over to the States to show him how it should be done this year. Your phenomenal double world champion and reigning E3 world champion and the winner of the tough one yet again, David Knight. What a great response. Knighter, that was superb, mate. I don't really dare ask you whether you enjoyed it, but you were certainly impressive throughout it. Any problems?
No, just hard work. I think it's been off the bike about 7 weeks since last man standing, and I felt a bit tired, but it's done me a bit of good, I think. Just got going early on, tried to settle into it, and it was hard, you know, and you couldn't see really that much shit on the lights. Everyone had the same thing, you just had to try and clean them, and yeah, it was pretty good fun.
You've introduced your 22-year-old schoolboy supercross mechanic to Welsh weather anyway. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I'll be talking like Yank soon. I'll be like thanks all the sponsors.
Okay, mate. David Knight, your winner of the Tough One, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Ireland, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause to the man who brought you the Tough One. And to Paul Edmondson, Wayne Braywood, David Knight.